have been trying to find a way back ever since I switched from Android to iPhone at the end of 2021. Looking at you, Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. Logic tells me that the finest Android phones have better hardware than iPhones generally, having got to 120 Hz displays sooner than Apple's phones and provide bigger batteries and more cameras. Particularly with their incremental improvements and apparently sluggish adoption of generative artificial intelligence, I also find iPhones to be incredibly boring. Amazing but boring. Still, my primary phone has been an iPhone for several years despite this, and how I usually carry about an Android phone as a backup. This is just a matter of simplicity and fit with many tools and platforms, as well as the still best environment Apple provides. That might change though, depending on whether a certain Samsung Galaxy S25 rumor has any basis. According to a benchmark ostensibly related to the allegedly Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, it could have the ability to blast away the powerful iPhone 16 Pro Max. Benchmarks seem to signify enough all to me, as I'm more concerned in real-world performance. That being said, I do find the power of the newer Pro iPhones, notably the iPhone 15 Pro Max and aforementioned 16 Pro Max, with their Pro variations of the Apple's A-series CPUs, to be quite quick. With the former, you can actually run proper console games, like Death Stranding and Assassin's Creed Mirage, albeit with limited frame rates, but the power of the A18 Pro in the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max brings more gaming grunt to bear. Thus, all that power indicates catches my eye regarding Apple's most recent flagship phone. But if the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra could provide even more power to the smartphone scene, it may be the next phone to attempt to entice me away from the house Steve Jobs constructed. In the current smartphone climate, more power tends to equate to better scope for operating artificial intelligence tools and functions on device. But I've yet to really accept this new wave of AI, therefore my concentration is in mobile gaming. Samsung's Galaxy S series has historically offered good performance for mobile games, including some of the most demanding ones. But despite this, I feel Galaxy phones and other premium Android phones haven't had the scope to run true console adaptations of Xbox or PlayStation games. But if the Galaxy S25 Ultra can deliver A18 Pro beating power, that may change. Notably, I could see Samsung drawing on its previous agreements with Microsoft to introduce Xbox titles that would run natively on next-generation Galaxy phones. You might scoff at that and refer me to Xbox Cloud Gaming as the means to play the greatest Xbox Series X games without needing powerful hardware. So the idea of being able to run Xbox games on a phone without the need for an internet connection is an idea I still find quite appealing, and one that could draw me away from an iPhone. I'd long held out for a super powerful Samsung Galaxy, especially when a relationship with AMD was advertised, but my hopes were continuously dashed. Equally, I still hold out some optimism that things could change, and come early 2025, Samsung may come out of the gate swinging at Apple and beyond, delivering a phone or series of phones that see me commit my iPhone to the role of secondary smartphone. There's been some debate over which chipset certain Samsung Galaxy S25 models will use, but the consensus seems to increasingly be that every model will use the Snapdragon 8 Elite, and even when there was a debate, most sources suggested that the Ultra at least would use the Snapdragon 8 Elite. Numerous sources have now spoken of the Snapdragon 8 Elite being used in the Galaxy S25 line, while talk of the other potential options, namely the Exynos 2500 and the MediaTek Dimensity 2400, has died down, with the former apparently encountering major manufacturing difficulties, and the latter perhaps just being used in the Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. That said, we can't entirely rule them out yet. All of these are top-end chipsets in any event, but the Snapdragon 8 Elite seems particularly amazing and could bring a substantial upgrade to both the phone's AI capabilities and its gaming talents. Indeed, an early test for the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra using this chipset implies it could be even more powerful than the A18 Pro powering the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and we've subsequently seen a second Galaxy S25 Ultra benchmark, which has even better results. Along with a powerful new chipset, the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra might also have 16 GB of RAM, which is up from 12 GB in the Galaxy S24 Ultra, and that should also aid with AI. Next, Samsung is also going all titanium with its forthcoming flagship Galaxy S25 Ultra, exactly like Apple, and some reports indicate it will be reflected in the color variations. From what we hear, the S25 Ultra will come out with 7 different color variants, 4 of which will be regular and others unique for online shopping on their own store. Nothing about the exclusive colors has come up in reports yet, though a render leak did surface up yesterday about those 4 regular hues. This is how the S25 Ultra looks in a titanium gray, a titanium black, a titanium blue, and a titanium silver hue. These are moderate, less intense colors, but fairly nice, not that different from the earlier S24 Ultra. Now, we should warn you that the render you see here is not official, but a mere concept developed by Technizo Concept. Still, it's fantastic to know how this phone might feel in its titanium tones. It isn't a one-to-one depiction of the original, but this is the closest we've gotten to understanding about Samsung's future Ultra model design or color options for that matter. This fan-made prototype will help you get a general sense of the new design language. This render depicts a dark silver central frame and some beige tones enveloping it. But the genuine product presumably has a lighter brushed aluminum tone on the sides. Exclusive colors, on the other hand, if they follow the recipe of the original S24 Ultra, will undoubtedly feature a black middle frame. Much about the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra's cameras yet, but the most current and plausible report on that front suggests the Galaxy S25 Ultra will include a new 50 megapixels ultra-wide camera, up from 12 megapixels on the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. However, they add that the additional sensors will have the same megapixel counts as their predecessors, meaning a 200 megapixels main camera, a 50 megapixels periscope camera, presumably with 5x optical zoom, and a 10 megapixels telephoto camera, possibly with 3x optical zoom. Way back in February, we did hear a different assortment of camera specs from leaker Bennett Bonner. They said that the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra will have a 50 megapixels ultra-wide camera, a 50 megapixels 10x zoom camera, a 50 megapixels 3x to 5x variable zoom telephoto camera, and a new main camera that will stay at 200 megapixels, but have a larger 1-inch sensor. However, not only is this an early leak, but they don't have a very good track record. With the current Galaxy S24 Ultra model, people raised various objections regarding the hefty design and flat corners. Therefore, beyond that, we've heard from tipster Ducano Streve that the Galaxy S25 Ultra will have a 6.86-inch screen, but that disappointingly it will use the same N13 panel technology as the Galaxy S24 Ultra, meaning it might not be as efficient or have as long a lifespan as the M14 used by the iPhone 16 Pro and the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Serial Phones tipster Ice Universe has reportedly said that the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra will have a 6.86-inch screen. This would presumably be sold as 6.9 inches and would be marginally larger than the 6.8-inch Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. They said that the display will be 73 mm wide, making it a little bit broader than the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultras, but that thanks to lower bezels and a narrower frame, the entire handset width of the Galaxy S25 Ultra would be slightly slimmer at 77.6 mm. The same source has revealed the full measurements of the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra will be 162.8 by 77.6 by 8.2 mm. Another report has alluded to comparable Galaxy S25 Ultra dimensions of 162.82 by 77.65 by 8.25 mm. For reference, the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra is 162.3 by 79 by 8.6 mm. Thus, it would make the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra a tiny bit taller, but slimmer and thinner. We've also heard that the Galaxy S25 Ultra might be lighter at 219 grams, rather than the 232 grams of its predecessor. Samsung will continue its momentum began on the Galaxy S24 with Galaxy AI and its AI functions, particularly generative. The brand has reinforced it. It promises a hybrid AI that would employ the computer capacity of the smartphone and that of cloud servers for certain advanced activities. The phone would take care of the simplest and most common operations, while the cloud would supply computational capacity for more sophisticated tasks. At the same time, Samsung will boost security and protection of personal data through an improvement of its NOC system. The Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra is believed to be coming to market with Android 15 and the One UI 7 overlay. It should benefit from 7 years of significant upgrades and security patches. As with the base and Plus models, the Ultra model would not see its battery grow. It would have a capacity of 5,000 milliamps, like previous year. But Samsung would have a secret weapon to pull out: battery AI. It is not a size 42 shoe, but a software feature. It would reduce non-essential chores in order to boost autonomy by up to 10%. As for charging, no change either, still 45 watts. Enough to recover, as for the Galaxy S24 Ultra, 65% of battery in 30 minutes. In wireless, the device would offer 25 watts and even 4.5 watts in reverse charging. So that's it for today's video. If you loved it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating updates on the latest technologies. Thanks for watching.